Nebraska mom says after 2 years of racist remarks and even a physical altercation, she's taking legal action against the Department of Education on behalf of her black son. 10:11 Chanel Taylor McCarthy joins us now with what led up to this moment. Chanel Taylor.
Yeah, in a story first reported by the Midwest Newsroom and Nebraska Public Media, Tara Blunt, that mom, said little comments made about her son graduated to full-on racist rhetoric when he was called the N-word, among other names, in 2022. She says the school, the district, and even the Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights did nothing to stop it.
It was all brushed under the rug and they were hoping that nothing was going to come of it, or I wasn't going to fight for my son, is how I felt.
Tara Blunt says her then 10-year-old son was called cotton picker and the N-word by peers in the 3rd grade at Fall City South Elementary. However, court documents allege when school officials were notified of the incident, no action was taken. Blunt told the Midwest Newsroom the principal claimed those children didn't know the words they used were racist.
I should have had to convince any of them. They're all smart enough to know what was going on. It was just easier to ignore it and hoped that I quit talking than to actually do something meaningful to make a change.
Blunt says every day for her son was a nightmare.
To feel hated by everyone and not to understand, to be dismissed, to be hated for the color of your skin, to be picked on ruthlessly. It was bad for him, coming home every day crying and upset.
And in October 2022, her son came home with complaints of a headache, only to find out 8 months later he had been pushed to the ground by an older student who then stomped on his head. The incident was documented by the school and records state that Blunt was notified, but she says she never got a call. Her son wasn't seen by a nurse, and as far as she knows, no further action was taken.
His civil rights weren't being upheld. I felt like I had no rights to protect my son. Literally begged people for help or begged people to listen, and it was just, we're going to dismiss it. We don't want to acknowledge it. We don't want this to embarrass our town.
She reached out to the U.S. Department of Education Office for Civil Rights and made an official complaint in 2023 with no results. Frustrated, she filed a lawsuit against the department in April for not pursuing an investigation in a timely manner, citing recent federal cutbacks to the Department of Education as a reason for the delay in situations like her son's.
I'm really hoping for change. I'm hoping for the school to take this more seriously. I'm hoping to bring awareness to that we do need diversity training. We do need these classes. We need change in the school systems.
I reached out to the superintendent of Fall City Public Schools for a comment on the lawsuit or the incidents Blunt told us about. He responded in an email saying both state and federal law prohibit school districts from disclosing private student information and school records to third parties, so I must respectfully decline your information request. That superintendent, Tim Heckenlively, put in his letter of resignation in January after 15 years with the district. He's set to leave his current role in June 2025. Craig.